Hello and welcome to this Artisan call. I'm not calling with myself, but I'm calling Christoph. Hey man. Woo!
Hello, Freek.
Here,
Hello, everybody watching.
yes.
How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Um, I was working a little bit on the course that we're both working on today. I was happy I found a little bit. I found the time. I was actually planning to do a little bit more this week, but other stuff
hmm
happened. But today is like a dedicated day of working on that and calling with you. That's the only thing that I needed to do as well. So I'm having like a fun day without meetings, without any distractions. How about you,
Uh,
man?
wow, this sounds like a perfect Friday. I'm also good. I feel a little exhausted from the week. I don't know. It feels like many things currently going on in my life. Good things, but still stressful. So we're trying to do more sports. So like almost every day, find some time to do some kind of sports training workout something, and then also social life is happening again
Ah,
here in
yeah,
Austria a little bit more. So
that's good.
we're trying to see more people again. It's still mostly small groups, and all the things you have to prepare in order to do something, but it feels like it's changing a little bit, and it's still a little bit strange, but it also feels good. And also work wise, like you said, we are working on a course together, which is pretty exciting. So this is also something that um, that I currently work on, and some new opportunities. I can't really talk about them, or I don't want to talk about them yet, but some new opportunities coming up, some changes with some other projects. It feels like a lot of things going on, and the week was already quite long, and I just feel a little bit tired already. But um, it's the good way of tiredness when
Yeah,
you know,
it's
okay, you did a lot of stuff.
it seems that a lot happened for you this week, indeed. And yeah, picking up on the social stuff. Yeah, that's something that is quite positive. That it can happen again. But on the other hand, and this is how I feel about it, you almost forgot that takes quite some time as
Oh,
well.
wow,
You
yeah.
know, spending time with friends and stuff, and it's fun to do, but yeah, you have the whole planning thing back going on where you take a look at the schedule when I'm going to do this, when I'm going to do this. And that's one of the nice things of the COVID situation that the calendar stress was a little bit more low. But
Yeah, you had like so much more time, all the evenings for yourself and your family or for your work, and now it's changing again. And it also takes a lot of energy meeting people in real life. It feels like I forgot about that. And I think we had like three different people that we saw this week. So three different evenings where we at least were away like 1 or 2 hours. And it's strange, talking
yeah,
talking like this about that. But
yeah,
the last 2 years were different, and it feels like it's going now different direction. Hopefully,
yeah.
you never know, but yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I also have the feeling that we certainly had the worst of it now. I now everything is coming back up. In Belgium, rules are getting much looser again. You can
Yeah, here too.
see more people, and I think we talked about it like a few episodes ago. I don't actually know anymore, but like the first time I could like visit another friend's house in quite a while. This was I think
hmm
last year or something. That felt really so good after having been locked up for a couple of months. I exaggerated a little bit because we could go outside, of course, but still, I gotten a lot out of it. And also this weekend, so some friends came by, and it was also a very nice occasion to see everybody again. But it's indeed balancing, um, yeah, those kind of things a little bit with all the rest.
Yeah, getting used to again, and life always changing, and
Mhm.
but I think it's good. It feels like things are happening. We're doing stuff. It's not like we're the whole day in the home office again and hold in all the evenings on the couch. And
Yeah, yeah, indeed. Hey, Christoph, there is already a question for you in the chat. Let me put it on, Christoph, or Christopher. It's Christoph, I think. Is there any reason why you don't sit while these streams?
yeah. So first, it's really funny how many people get my name wrong when they write me or message me. It's really fun to me because I've seen Christopher. I've seen, I think, most of the times people say Christopher. I'm not sure if it's different in other countries, but in Austria, Christopher is like a totally different name to
Yeah,
Christoph.
I think in all countries,
Okay,
no?
probably in all countries, but I also see a lot of Christoph with an E, then Christoph with other letters. It's really funny, but yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, but the question about why I'm standing, I really get a lot. It's also funny. Um, I think it's just I was getting used to always standing up when I have a call, when I have a meeting, when I'm doing live streaming, or when I'm recording any videos. And it's just for me standing up, not sitting the whole day, especially since I have my desk switch, standing desk. Yeah, so just that I don't sit the whole day, so it's better for my back and for my physics. And yeah, I think I'm now really used to it. So really, for every call, every stream, I just stand up, and it feels really good. Also, I think I also told this a few times. People tell you for your voice and for the volume of your voice, it's better to stand up because you have much more air to speak. And I'm
Yeah,
usually a um, slowly and low level speaker. So for me, it helps better at speaking, also being a little bit louder.
that's a good answer to the question, I think. Yeah, I'm a little bit envious for your desk there. I have like a traditional sturdy black desk here, which can't go up or down. That's a little bit
Have
of
you
a
thought about it, getting one?
yeah. I've thought about it, um, but I haven't put it into any action here yet.
Yeah.
On in our office, we do have like standing desks,
Okay. Yeah.
and there I switch a little bit between it. There, it's fun to do. And I know some of my colleagues. I think Seb, he also bought like one at home where that he can just move up and down. Um, yeah, I haven't gotten around it because yeah, no real reason really because these discs are beautiful and they work.
Yeah.
That's like the only reason.
So, do we have any other questions so far? Let me see.
Mm,
Yeah, there's also one by Muhammad, which I think you also get quite often, about
uh,
handling the packages. Do you see that one?
yeah. I'm trying to refrain a little bit from the work questions because we try to do a stream
Okay.
without
Yeah,
work,
you're right.
but I'm going to answer this one. Um, yeah, many people have asked this before, and it's really not a that difficult answer. Um, I think that there is still a large part of the community that thinks that I do all these packages by myself, but I always take all opportunities to say that that isn't the case. I have like a team behind me that helps me do this. And a little bit of an unwritten rule at Spasi is that the primary author of a package also takes care a little bit of maintenance because probably I can't say or she because we don't unfortunately don't have a she at our company, um, knows that package best. So I'm only handling the ones that I do myself, and I really enjoy working on that. And I do a little bit every day, I think. And what also helps is that we also have the unwritten rule that we only add things to the package that we use ourselves. So I think I've become pretty good at saying no to features that might be okay, but that I don't need. Those go in there, so that also helps with maintenance. So yeah, it's I think
It's
we
a
can
team
manage
effort.
it. Yeah, it's a team effort, and we try to be a little bit smart about what's going in the packages. That's
Yeah.
basically it. And of course, we love doing this because otherwise,
Yeah.
we wouldn't
We
manage it
see
at
that
all.
and we appreciate that.
Yeah, indeed.
Um, Something else. Yesterday I was in at the cinema
Hmm.
and I was watching King Richard. Do you know this movie? I think it's
Um,
not your typical genre, but
it's about
do
the tenniser, right?
yeah, right.
Yeah, Will Smith. Yeah, I think I saw an ad about it somewhere. Yeah, was it good?
Do you know what it is about?
I think it's about the dad of Venus and Serena Williams, his life
Yeah,
story and how he coached them. I think.
yeah, exactly.
And was it
Yeah,
any good?
quite good. It was really good.
Yeah.
I also have to say I didn't know too much about their stories, about their life, about their success. I feel like it's a little bit before my time,
Hmm.
or I wasn't into tennis that much, but I'm now playing a little bit more in the last years with my wife, and we got free tickets for this movie, and it was really good. It was really good. Yeah,
Nice.
Will Smith did an amazing job, and also the story from the family, what they achieved, how they did it, the age they started playing professional tennis. It's wow, it's really mind blowing, and yeah, I think it was also just really good being at the cinema again, watching a good
Hmm.
movie
Yeah.
and being out. But yeah, I would totally recommend this to everybody interested. Yeah, would I say in tennis? No, I think you don't have to be interested in tennis. I'm not sure if it's the same for you, but good movies, the subject isn't that important often.
Yeah. Indeed,
For
I
for me,
agree.
the best example is I hate boxing. I
Hmm.
think it's a useless sport, and we don't need it. It's just my opinion. But there, all the boxing movies out there, they are so good. And after watching them, it's like, yeah, it was a really good movie, even if I'm not interested in the subject. And I think it's the same with this one. It's not about tennis. It's about family. It's about goals. It's about dreams. And movies from a real story are always a little bit
Hmm.
more interesting to watch, I think.
Yeah,
Or it's just different.
I think I read in the review I've read about that movie that Will Smith actually did a very good job mimicking the body language of like the
Hmm.
original dad. And then I think I watched a small clip of him and of the actual person, and you can really see that yeah, he tries to mimic all the moves, and that's what I also really like about good actors, that they can really go into another person
Yeah,
there.
I also like that a lot. I also have to admit I'm a big Will Smith fan.
Hmm.
I just like the old movies of him, and there's also currently a 3 YouTube series
Hmm.
on YouTube of him called Shape of My Life,
Hmm.
which was initially about him after this movie. He had to gain quite some weight for this role,
Hmm.
and then he also then COVID came and he ate more than usual and he gained, yeah, I don't know how much, but way too much um, for his usual looks. And the initial idea of this YouTube series was of him getting back to the shape of his life, so the best shape he ever had in his best and primer days. So this was the initial goal of the series. And then on the way, it changed a little bit because things are getting a little bit more difficult and the focus is on some more other topics, but I don't want to spoil anything. But
Okay.
if you're a little bit interested into Will Smith and the Good Three series, I can totally recommend this. Shape of My Life on
Okay.
YouTube.
Cool. 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 I'll check it out. Now that you mentioned like actors getting into shape for a role or not into shape for a certain
Yeah,
role, one that comes to mind is the Machinist. Have you ever seen that movie?
I've never seen it, but I've seen pictures of um,
I think it
what's his name?
was Christian Bale. I think.
Yeah, Christian
Yeah.
Bale. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, so for that movie, he played somebody with psychological troubles, and I think he went as low as 50 kilograms or something in the movie,
Wow.
he does his T-shirt off, and it's really a skeleton, and it's really scary. And I read in the interviews that yeah, the doctors that were surrounding him weren't okay with him anymore doing any fasting because it became life threatening.
Oh
But
wow.
you
Yeah.
see how far people are going to go
Yeah,
to play
it's
a role
crazy
like that.
those transitions because yeah, as you mentioned, they are not healthy at all, especially at that
Yeah,
if they're doing it that way. And I've seen images of him sitting on the floor. I think there are some famous one which most people have in their head if they think about this movie. And I still have to watch it. Was it good as well?
yeah, it's pretty good. Um,
Yeah.
I do have some remarks on it, but those are kind of spoilery, so you
Ah,
should
okay.
go in without me telling everything what I think about it. But I think in general, it's a very good movie, and it's certainly worth watching. Yeah,
Okay,
and
cool. Yeah, definitely have to see that. I think
yeah,
I recognized Christian Bale more later with the Dark Knight
yeah, yeah,
movie.
yeah,
I think that's
indeed.
when I really became a fan.
Yeah,
I think
indeed.
also interesting transition, body transition was Matthew McConaughey
Ah, yeah, he also
in the
played a
one,
little bit of a fatter role, I think, right?
no, a skinny,
Ah, skinny one. Which
skinny
role was
one.
that?
I think it's the one where he has AIDS.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Was
Also
that
very famous.
McConnelly?
I think he also got an Oscar for it. I think so.
I don't know which movie it is now.
Um,
Let's
it's
Google.
also with Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
What is the
Oh,
name?
oh,
Maybe someone in the comments already
it
know.
wasn't the $1 Million Cowboy Club, or
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was that one.
Yeah, I
It
think it
was
was
that
that
one.
one. Yeah,
Okay,
$1 Million Baby. No, $1 Million.
that's another one. Um, $1 Million Texas Club or something. Now I have to know. $1 Million Dallas Buyers Club. Is it that one?
Yeah, I think this could be it. Yeah, he started selling medicine
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
drugs to treat AIDS. Yeah.
yeah. That's him. That's him. Yeah. Yeah, for me, the, the movie wasn't that good. I remember, and I forgot a little bit about it.
Ah, okay.
If I'm honest, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Opinions are different.
Let's
That's fair.
see. Let's see if there are any other questions here. Ah, this is also a good one. Maybe slightly work, but also very much in the fun one. What are the next PHP Laravel dev conferences this year that you could go recommend? Are there any that you plan on going or attending, Christoph?
I have submitted for the Italy one. I
Yeah,
think you've submitted to that too.
yeah.
I have to admit, I don't know which city it was.
I think Verona, or
Verona.
I
Okay.
know Verona.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought that's the only one which I currently know is happening. I
yeah.
think we don't know yet if there's something Laracon US related, but I don't think so.
No, there isn't anything announced yet, I think. Now, swinging back to the Verona one, you were there last year, right? Ah, but that was an online
That was
edition.
online. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I can already share that uh, I got an invitation for the Verona one. So
Oh,
I'm
nice.
definitely going to go. And I hope that you will go too, Christoph. Then
Yeah, this would be
then I
fun.
know somebody there.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the first ones where it's they are planned to make this in person.
Yeah, indeed.
So
I think
uh,
if it wasn't in person, I wouldn't have done it. I think because
yeah,
I think Nuno tweeted it earlier this week
yeah,
that he
he
was a
did. Yeah.
little bit tired of online conferences. And if I'm honest, I'm also a little bit tired of doing like not not necessarily of seeing online things because I still like online meetups and online conferences like Larcon, but just speaking at like big events, it doesn't feel rewarding at all. I think anymore. in the beginning it was fun because it was like newish, but now it's like, oh yeah, you know that you're talking to your screen for 50 minutes
Yeah.
and that's it then. That isn't fun.
I think we all had a little bit too much of that in the last years, and
Hmm.
I also don't like doing online talks anymore. Lyrical online, of course, is special, is different, but besides that, I try to avoid it if I can.
Hmm.
And I'm really looking forward to in-person conferences again. And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we all do.
Hmm.
We need it.
Yeah. I was so glad that I could come to the Verona, that they accepted the talk. I needed to polish my idea a little bit for them. Um, yeah, this is maybe a little bit funny, or maybe good to know. You know that I like small talks, right? I don't like talks that like go for like 40, 50, 60
Hmm.
minutes because the audience gets a little bit bored by it or tired.
Yeah.
So in my application, I said, yeah, this talk is 20 minutes, even though I know that the slot is 45, I think, at the conference. Like, and then we discussed it a little bit. Yeah, I'm not going to fill it. I can fluff it up, no problem. I can talk about a lot of stuff, but that isn't good. And then we decided to make the subject more broader. So I was going to talk about concurrency in PHP,
Hmm.
achieving simple concurrency. It's a talk that I did a couple of times before, and I know that it takes only 20 minutes. And now that talk is a piece of a larger talk titled "Fantastic Functions and Where to Find Them,"
Oh, okay. Sounds interesting.
where we are going to do stuff with PHP that you don't commonly do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like a very entertaining thing to do. I think I'm also going to show that little class that Caleb came up with
Hmm. Invade.
last week, I think. Invade, indeed. I'll probably open with that just to get everybody's
The attention.
attention.
Yeah.
So that
What
will
is he
be fun.
doing?
Yeah. I'm also going to give this talk at the Drupal conference that's in my
Hmm.
hometown. So there are like two conferences where I'm going to talk, and one of them is here in Ghent, and yeah, that will be like the first time that I can just walk to a conference, which will be pretty neat.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and they asked me to keynote it, and I thought, the fantastic functions is a good one there because they wanted to have some. I haven't done Drupal for like 15 years or something, and the one time that I did 15 years ago, I didn't like it at all. So it's kind of strange that I can keynote the Drupal conference now. But they wanted to have some things out of other
Yeah.
ecosystems, and I'm already looking forward to the first thing that I'm going to say is like invade, like a thing that you shouldn't do. It's like the first thing that I'm going to show. So it will be cool.
This will be fun. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I
Funny
got a.
thing, I also talked about it on a DrupalCon in Vienna.
Is it true? Was that
Yeah.
the conference that you or the meetup that you did this week?
No, it was my second talk ever, and it was like, I don't know, 5 years ago or 6 years ago, and I was talking about Laravel, which now was a little bit of a difficult topic for a Drupal conference because they didn't know too much about Laravel. They were all into Symfony back then, and I just started with Laravel, and I remember they had a lot of questions which I couldn't really answer. So it wasn't too much fun for me, but yeah, I survived. So
Yeah, seeing other kind of ecosystems can always be a little bit jarring. I think.
yeah,
It's it shows how little you know. You think, yeah, you're the master of the world. I know PHP. I know a framework very well, and then you go to like another ecosystem, and they do all things different there, and yeah, that's really being put in a place a
yeah,
little
in
bit.
perspective, yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Um, did you go to a real meetup this week, or are you planning to go to next week?
Yeah, I'm going to meet up. I think it's in 2 weeks,
Ah,
or
yeah,
2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, it's I think the 10th of March. It's in March. Yeah, it's a meetup in Vienna, and they asked. It's a new one.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think it's a new one, and they asked if I come and do a little talk about something Laravel related because they're also working with Laravel. And yeah, now I'm going there, and it will be my first meetup since a year, I think,
Nice.
where I'm attending. So yeah, looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, that will be cool. Have you already have an idea on which part of Laravel or what the subject you'll be talking
Um,
about?
yeah, I gave them a list of what I could talk about, and I think they chose the one about refactoring.
Ah, yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, it will be
yeah,
similar to the one which I did for Laracon the last time, which was called "Why Refactoring is the Best Tool to Write Better Code."
yeah,
And I'm
yeah, yeah,
going to do a little shorter version of this one.
yeah. You also did that one at Verona, I think, right? In a or the PHP Italy one. Wasn't that also the
No, the
refactoring
online
one?
one, it was about debugging.
Ah, yeah, debugging with Xcode. Yeah,
Yeah, did you see that?
I did see a small part of it. I was going through all of the speakers or of last edition just to get a feel what kind of content they did, and I was happy to see you popping up there
Mm.
as well. So I watched a little clip of it. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, but it was fun because I had some really annoying issues at the beginning of the talk because I was showing how to use Xdebug with
Uh-huh.
PHP Storm
Yeah.
and it wasn't working.
Ooh. Insert some kind of joke and mention Ray here, but I won't do it.
Yeah, so with Ray, this probably wouldn't happen. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you know I'm still I love Ray. I
Hmm.
use it a lot, but I also love Xdebug, and
Yeah.
I use Xdebug a lot as well because if everything is working for there are many things where it can help you a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
Agree.
really strange because there are of course some things that can go wrong, and if they go wrong, it's sometimes pretty difficult to find out why.
Hmm.
And it was also funny because Derek was in the audience as well, the
Hmm.
creator of Xdebug.
That must have
And
put extra nerves on you.
yeah, and then he tried through the comments with one from the conference itself. They both tried to help me debug what was going on, and yeah, this wasn't too much of fun, this situation, but somehow we fixed it. And I always had also had this talk recorded,
Hmm.
so I was like, okay, if we don't find it in like 1 or 2 minutes, I think we should just play my recording, and I think this will better. But they really wanted to debug it, and then we found the issue, and then I could go on. But
Ooh,
yeah,
that wasn't
yeah,
a good experience. Do
yeah,
you
no.
remember what the bug was in the end?
Yeah, it was related the PHP version and Valet.
Ah, yeah, okay.
There
Those
is this common
didn't.
issue with Valet sometimes where you're switching
Yeah,
the version of PHP, and I think it's going to switch in the console, but not in the browser, something like this. And
yeah. Sometimes the socket hangs, I think, and if you
yeah,
delete the socket, then it only switches. Yeah, I
yeah,
think it's solved or it was addressed a couple of versions ago. I think to improve that behavior a little bit, but yeah, that can be a little bit jarring. I think.
yeah, and something like that. And yeah,
Oh man. Yeah.
yeah, but
It's,
that's what's going to happen if you do a lot of talks. You're going to run into those issues, and I often try to do some live coding and
mhm.
showing stuff live, and then yeah, it's
Didn't you also have like troubles at Laracon online?
yeah, I also had
Yeah,
that.
with
Actually,
uh,
there were two issues I had. Once was with my version of Zoom,
yeah, the Zoom
where
version. Yeah.
after like 10 seconds, people couldn't see my screen anymore.
Hmm.
And yeah, over 1,000 people are watching you. You have this tight schedule, and then
Yeah.
Ian Landsman comes in like every minute and say, "Oh, your screen is gone again," and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
what can I do? I had like no idea what to do. And
yeah.
then someone was mentioning that if I checked if there's a new version of Zoom, and it seems like a new version came out like some hours before or a day before, and I didn't see it and I didn't update it, and somehow it was a really strange issue. I think, if I'm correct, it was connected to the old Zoom version with my laptop being plugged in
Oh
for
yeah,
internet.
yeah.
Somehow this combination ended
Was
up screen sharing, and of course the Laracon was the only time I plugged my internet in
yeah,
because I wanted to work better, but
yeah,
the opposite was happening. So yeah,
yeah. That's
this was the
unfortunate.
one. Yeah, and the other thing was, it was only a little issue where I was demonstrating some tests. I think it was for my battery factories
Hmm.
talk before Taylor introduced the new factories,
Yeah.
which we now have. And there I somehow placed empty space before the first line of PHP, before the starting tag of PHP.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I didn't notice it myself. And the error which I saw in my test was something that I had no idea where it came from.
yeah.
So I'm not sure what the error is if you do this, but I've feel like I've never seen this in years, and I had no idea what it was about. And this was always like so one of those panic moments. Oh my god, what do I do now? I have no idea what this error means, and yeah, you try to breathe in, breathe out, try to think clearly. I've also written this in my articles about speaking, and yeah, the only thing that you can do is try to not to panic and try to explain what goes on in your head. Okay, this is
Hmm.
an issue. I haven't seen this before. You try to speak that out, because if you do nothing and if you're like, oh, of
Yeah,
course, then
that's
it's strange for everybody
yeah.
watching. But if you try to explain what's going on in your head and what are your thoughts, okay, I haven't seen this before. I don't know where this come from. Let's check again the last thing I was working on. Okay, it was this test. And then, okay, yeah, and somehow I found this empty line at the beginning of the file, and then it worked again.
If I remember correctly, I think you were seemingly very calm where all of this happened. I think with like
Maybe on the
Zoom,
outside, yeah.
with the outside, with the Zoom problems, it seemingly like you were very, very cool about this.
Yeah, thanks. But the Zoom problem was a little bit better because I knew that I couldn't do anything. It wasn't
Yeah,
about me.
it isn't something to do with your preparation, indeed. Yeah, since that happened, I think every time I got mails from Laracon, I for information for the speakers, it always mentions update Zoom, check these settings
Yeah,
in Zoom. So they're now pretty focused on it, not ever happening that again.
yeah. So I'm glad I could help with that.
Yeah. But I think the funniest thing that went wrong with Laracon, I think it was the addition after your Zoom spectacle, is the one with Dries where he tried to connect to a VPN. It was so funny. So for people that didn't see it, so Dries was doing a talk, I think on Cashier or on Striper or anything or everything or something like that, and he wanted to see like if you're connected from another country, then you're going to see other prices or something. And so he goes to his menu bar and he says, "We're now going to connect to a VPN in Japan." And then he was gone because the internet connection switched, and he hadn't thought about that before. Now, a little bit to his defense, he tried to do that with me as preparation for the talk, and there it did work. So he fell away for like a couple of seconds, and then he came back. And the problem at Laracon was that he just didn't come back anymore. But it was just so funny because the screen also froze, like, and I'm now going to select, and then you could see him select like the other connection, and then he froze on that. It was so funny.
Yeah,
So
I
sorry,
was also
Dries.
sorry that it happened to Dries, but yeah, it was so funny because you felt like, is this a good idea? And and he
Yeah.
was gone. And the bad thing is he didn't notice that he was gone.
No.
So
I,
he was talking, and then everybody was trying to message him on all channels, and I
yeah,
think he got
behind the scenes,
messages
I was
on.
trying to phone him even, and I think, but yeah, he had everything to silent, so he wasn't really noticeable. He didn't
And also
notice
Ian
it.
had no chance to get in
No,
because
no,
of the
no,
connection issue. Because normally Ian can come in and say, "Hey, this or that is not good, maybe, or this is wrong. Can you please try this?" But we couldn't reach
no.
him at all.
And I think, and this was like the funniest part. I think he somehow managed to come back, and then did it again. Like, and everybody in the chat, no, not again, don't do it,
Stop it! Stop it!
stop it. Yeah, and then he knew that he couldn't do it anymore. But yeah, these are the kind of things that can go wrong. Now,
Yeah.
the funniest thing that I've ever seen that went wrong, and I wasn't there in person. It was I think a talk about how is he called again? Jake. So the guy from Google that does a lot of things in Chrome. Jake.
Archibald? Archibald?
I think Archibald. Yeah, yeah. So it was a talk on some conference. I think it was some kind of Google conference because a lot of his colleagues were there, and he was demonstrating something, and it didn't work. And I think for laughs, he said, "Yeah, maybe somebody should come up here and tell some jokes." And some people came up there and told some jokes while he was
Really?
debugging, and that really yeah, evolved into something else, and were people dancing, and then everybody came up the stage while he was debugging, and then yeah, the whole talk went into some kind of party mode. It was really fun to see. I'll see if I can find
Yeah.
a
Please share
recording
this
of that. I think
to
I
us.
shared it on my blog once, but it was really funny. It's just after 20 minutes, and it was unrehearsed, but yeah, it was really well done. Yeah.
That's also showing that it really isn't an issue for, or it not necessarily must be an issue for a speaker or for a conference if there are issues, because there are a lot of people that can handle those things really well. So like, if you don't feel like the speaker is stressed or is panicking, then you in the audience, you're like, okay, it's not working. Yeah, that happens. That's totally okay. But the issue mostly is with the speaker itself, or him or herself, because they're like, oh my God, what's going on? And then maybe they're nervous, maybe they're doing something embarrassing, then it's embarrassing for the audience. But
Yeah.
if you as a speaker, if you don't mind, then yeah, nobody
Yeah.
else minds as well.
And I think you already said like a good thing. You should. I think what's a good idea is to remain talking and um, just saying what's happening. Like, hey, sorry, this wasn't planned, but we're trying to fix now. I think it's this. So let's just try it, and that it becomes a little bit of a part of your talk. Because if you just go silent or really start panicking from the outside, yeah, then it's yeah, no fun for the audience, I think. And I think if something happens in the audience and you guide them a little bit through, everybody is rooting for you for like
Yeah.
getting it solved. And people are also very helpful in just maybe shouting things that could help. So I think it's important not to feel embarrassed, but just embrace it as like this is a thing that can happen, and I've prepared, but still it can't happen, and everybody knows that. I think Frank de Jonge once said, and it's always stuck with me, that everybody that already goes up on a stage is already recommendable for just doing that, even if it totally goes wrong or
Yeah.
it isn't good. Just having the courage to put yourself in front of the audience is already something that, yeah, that makes somebody stand out. So that's why you should root for everybody that's on a stage somewhere. He said
Yeah.
he said it much terser, but that's
No,
like
but this
the
sounds
meaning of
really
it.
good, and
Yeah.
I think it's always very nice to see and to tell people that the people standing on stage, they're not better as anyone in the audience. The only thing difference is that they are talking about their experience, and they go on stage and feel comfortable or they feel okay with talking in front of many people. But besides that, I always say like everybody from the audience could speak about what they know, their experience as well, and it's not like they're more intelligent, better, or something like that. It's just more about who is comfortable sharing
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Indeed. I also often say that like the only difference between me and an audience is that I share about the things that I'm learning, and I enjoy doing that. But if you aren't enjoying this, yeah, then I don't feel myself any better than you because we're all just learning, you know.
Yeah, totally.
All right, let's see if there's another question here. Oh, there's. Check your mails, Brent, please. Let's see. No, there aren't too many questions in here, so that's good. Now while another question might pop up, I'm going to um, continue on something else you said earlier, like the distinction between Christopher and Christoph. I don't know if you know this. You might be shocked to learn that my real name is not Freek. I actually have another name. My full name is the long version of that, Frederik. But almost nobody calls me that, unless they don't know me well. They say Frederik. If then I know, like, yeah, okay, you got my data somewhere, but you actually don't know me. And you know that these kind of sales, if salespeople come in that don't know you very well, or maybe you go into a meeting with your bank, those are people that don't know you well. They have like this thing where they always try to say your name because they want to make you feel comfortable, Christoph. Does that sometimes happen to you, Christoph?
Yeah,
Yeah, we know
yeah.
Christoph. Eh? So with every sentence. And if I go into such a meeting, then they always say, "Hey, Frederik, how are you doing?" Yes, Frederik. And they don't know it, but they actually achieve the opposite of what they want to achieve with that.
Yeah, I think the same is probably with Kaneko because they mostly don't know that he wants to be called Kaneko. So I think it's also not fun for Kaneko not being called not Kaneko because we all know he likes to be called Kaneko.
Indeed.
That's how we
Uh,
call him.
I know his full name as well. I think for something he had to share it with me, but I won't share it with anybody else. It's
Yeah,
just Kaneko, indeed. How cool
that's
was that
so.
website from Laracon again, man?
Oh my God, he and Nelson, Flick Nelson, yeah, they're crushing it with all the details. Yeah, it's just amazing.
I do wonder if they'll shake it a little bit up for the next Laracon, because I don't know for certain, but I feel like we're a little bit at the end of an era for Laracons now, in the sense that we'll have in-person ones again. It's my high hope. I don't have any insider information, but it's really my high hope that the next one will be an in-person one.
Yeah, I hope so. So much too, yeah.
And
But
maybe
I feel like there won't be a Laracon US this year because I think if they haven't announced it yet, I don't think it's going to happen.
no,
Because normally, do you think there's still
I
a chance?
I think there's still a chance. Yeah, I don't have any insider information, but I think it could. It could.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe a
know.
small one. Yeah, yeah, it could be. But yeah, really missing those conferences so much. It will be also interesting because, like in the last years, the Laracon Online, which normally was only once a year, the online version, and then we had the Laracon US, Laracon EU, and it feels like Laracon US and Laracon Online like merged in the last years, and we
Yeah.
had like two Laracon Onlines every year. And it will be interesting how they're going to change this back. Will the Laracon Online always be free from now on, or was it just this time?
Yeah. Again, I don't have any insider information, but my guess will be that the in person will come back in the summer, and that the online will always be in February again. I guess it'll always be free because just a good moment to get everybody in the community back together. And also because it coincides with the new version of Laravel. It's kind of smart to do it there. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think the online one good for Laravel framework updates, and the in-person one in the summer where everybody wants to travel and maybe has a little bit more time. That would make sense to me to do that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think it will also help the sponsors if the conference is free. Much more people are going to watch it. I think
Hmm.
that's also how it would work financially.
Yeah.
At least I think so. So I also think it feels like a right move for Laravel and Laravel community. It's like stepping out from the conferences where you have to pay, but providing this for everybody for free to watch. It feels
Hmm.
like a Laravel community move.
Yeah, indeed. You know,
There is sorry, there was one comment by Nathan which I think we have to remember
okay.
because he was offering. Yeah,
Free beer, always good. Yeah, we're always talking about like the big Laracons, but there are small ones
yeah,
like that as well. And one that I particularly also miss is I think it was only once, the one in Madrid. You were there, Christoph, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I think that
It was so nice because it was pretty small.
yeah,
I think only 200 people maybe.
something like that. Yeah, yeah, and that was really a very enjoyable experience. Good weather, and I think that's all also the first time that I saw Kaneko. I think, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I have to tell the story now because I'm I'm glad that he still likes me because
Okay,
we
this is
were in the same
something.
hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, we were in the same hotel, and I just arrived. I just picked my stuff, and we were meeting with you, Marcel, I think, and one or two other people, and I was already a little bit late, and I just went down, and in the entrance, Kaneko came in, and he greeted me, was super friendly, and he asked if I could wait for him to get ready, and then we go together. And I was already a little bit late, and I
Hmm.
said, I can't wait. Sorry, I don't want to be too late for the others to meet. So I'm really glad that he still likes me, and or at
Okay.
least I hope he did. And I'm very sorry, still, Kaneko. I'm sorry, Kaneko.
I'm pretty sure he appreciates your honesty. You know, if you
Yeah,
don't want to
at least
wait,
I'm
you
honest.
don't.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you don't have to wait. Yeah,
yeah,
and you could still go on a boat with him, so no problems
yeah,
there. I think.
yeah.
So that's good. Yeah. Speaking of boats and stuff, yeah, we talked a little bit in our group about it, but yeah, another larcation I'll definitely be in. No matter where we're going to do this, we need to do this. Oh, here,
Yeah.
Kaneko, here, Christoph, everything in order, hearts and all.
Of course, I
Ah.
still remember. Of course, Kaneko. Yeah,
In his
Clarification was
nightmares.
amazing.
Sorry,
Sorry.
go. I was thinking, yeah, Christoph, you have nightmares about this
Yeah,
event the whole
yeah.
time.
I was thinking about it a lot. Yeah, indeed, because I try. Yeah, I always try to be nice to everybody, and I try
Hmm.
to don't offend anyone. And yeah, of course, this not always going to happen, and sometimes you have to do some decisions, maybe against some others or some other people feel offended. And yeah, I, I have to deal with that. Yeah,
Hmm.
something that bothers me. So yeah, still glad we still like each other.
Hmm. Yeah, that won't change soon, I think. Yeah. Sorry, you
And
were
yeah,
segueing into
Laracation.
Larracation, yeah?
Yeah, last year it was amazing. We were talking about Pastel de Nata and Pastel de.
Mm.
Um, what was the second one?
I think Pastel de Nata was like
Was the first
Belem,
one,
Belem,
and then there was
Belem,
the better one, Pastel de Belém.
Belem,
Belém.
Belem and Nata. I think
I think
it
Belém was the
was.
other one. Yeah, which was a little bit better.
I don't know anymore which one was the better one. Maybe the Balaam one, where we sat down in like that place where they had like
Yeah,
hundreds of them.
where a lot of people were waiting outside
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
line for that. Yeah, this was the
Oh
second one,
man,
Belém.
I want to go back. I wouldn't mind if it's back in Lisbon again. But if I'm honest,
Yeah.
yeah, every sunny destination is good for me.
Yeah, I think for us Central European people, it's just good to go somewhere where a little bit of more sun is shining and maybe the sea. I think that's all I need. I'm already happy then.
Oh, you probably don't know this, Christoph, because this is like a local thing. But here in Belgium, there are storm warnings right now. We are going to have like they make it a little bit more spectacular than it needs to be. I think in the news they're saying it is the worst storm in 30 years.
Wow.
That we're going to have, and I guess there's a little bit of truth in it because we also got like an official warning from the government, like, hey,
Really?
this thing is
Okay.
coming, be prepared, do this and that. I fasten everything that can come loose. Don't go outside. Help your neighbors. That I found very nice that there wasn't there. Help your neighbors if they're in trouble, but don't go any further. So it seems a little bit like a spectacle, and yeah, it will start here somewhere in the afternoon. So we're literally in the quiet hours before it'll all happen. There are even schools closing down earlier so that the children can go home sooner.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
Yeah, we were also told that will be more wind the next days, but it's not like an official warning. At least I
okay,
didn't get that. But yeah, so if you don't tweet like till tomorrow, then we're going to send out someone looking
then
for you.
then I'll be flown away with the winds. Yeah, I was telling my kids that because yeah, their school isn't closing down and they just live.
Yeah.
They just go to school yeah, a block away, and I was telling to them, yeah, children, try not to blow away, or if you blow away, try to enter from the back to our little garden and come down that way.
Yeah, and it's also like with the waves. Don't try to fight against the wave. Go with the flow.
Yeah, just
Then
go
it's
with
then it's
it.
always better, and then the wind will take you back
Yeah.
someday.
Have you done that sometimes? Maybe riding the waves, Christoph? Is this like a hidden thing?
Yeah, it's like something that you have to know when you're in the sea, if you're surfing or doing something else, and there are strong currents,
Yeah.
which at some places are really strong. You don't see this, but you realize maybe 10 seconds later you're like 50 meters away from the spot you've been. This could be to the side, could be to the back, and you don't realize it that fast. But if you try it and then you panic and then you try to get back to the beach, and if you try to go against this current directly,
Yeah,
it's
you
not going
won't
to
win.
work. You're going to be exhausted very soon, and then you will, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe die.
Yeah,
And
drown. Yeah.
yeah, so people tell you not to swim against the current. Try to go to the side, and then some place it will be better, and then go back to the beach.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good
But
thing to know.
yeah, mostly when you're surfing, you're on the board, and it's not that big of a deal because with the board you're faster getting back to the beach or getting to the side.
Yeah.
But it could be that you lose your board
Yeah.
because if the leash breaks, and then yeah, that's something that I don't want to be in those situations because I think this is not going to be fun. Yeah,
Yeah. No. Rather not.
yeah.
Yeah, I've never done that before. I've heard people talk about it, that it's very much fun. A couple of friends of mine, they go even on holiday on their own or with some surfing buddies to just go surf the entire week. It's seems kind of
Oh,
fun.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
mostly I think it's also not an issue of places where you going to swim because mostly you don't have too much waves there and it's a little bit more calm. But the places where you go surfing, there of course there are more waves, and then the water has to get out of the beach again at some place, and then those places are more difficult, are more dangerous.
I got some bad news for you, Christoph. So my youngest one, he stopped bouldering.
No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why?
Well, there
What did he
are.
say? What did he do?
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. So for this bouldering thing that he did, it was like two times. It's just climbing on the lower kind of things, the children kind of things, and once every 3 weeks, I was joining to go on the higher kind of things, and they reserve some space for the children to go up. And he only enjoyed that, and he didn't want to do the rest anymore. And then he said, "Yeah, okay, I can do this now because he reached the top
I
already.
did it.
I did it. I got the experience now, and now he wants to do another sport. He's going for basketball, so he's going to do that.
Okay, man.
Sorry, Christoph, but there is like
Yeah,
an an early memory imprinted in his brain now that he likes it. So it
it
might
can
come
always
back.
come back.
Yeah, indeed. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, I see we're already at the end of our time. Is there still
Yes.
any last thing to cover or any more questions?
There weren't too many questions this time here, which is fine
Yeah, it's
here.
okay.
We have here Pastel. The Balaam is the best. I guess Nuno isn't here or he agrees, but I don't think
I think
so.
he already left. He was
Yeah.
here at the beginning, I think I saw.
Yeah, I saw a little hello.
But I think he's now doing a lot of workouts, like every hour,
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, that's
getting
something.
back in shape.
Yep, indeed. He's seemingly, yeah, very. He does a very good job. It seems. If I may
I think
be.
everything he does with a lot of passion. And I
The,
think in the last years, maybe he did more enjoying life with more passion. And now he's getting back to his former shape. And the first time I've seen him, he was in a really good shape. He was also some kind of, I think, semi-professional football player,
yeah,
or
indeed.
not football. It's futsal.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you
yeah.
know this one? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I talked with Nuno about it on the live
yeah.
occasion. Yeah.
So I think back then he was really pretty good in shape, and seems like he's getting back there. So let's see. Next time we see him,
Yep,
probably
indeed.
won't recognize him again.
Who is this guy? And what have you done with Nuno? Yeah. Okay, Christoph or Christopher, it's time. It's time to.
Frederick?
Yeah, Christopher and Frederick. Yeah. I'll change the names on the stream here. Christopher and Frederick talking about life
Yeah,
and what they like.
it's a new show. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's time to wind things down. I don't know if you heard it, but there's like a church bell ringing. There's like a church close to my house. I don't know if the
No.
mic picks it up, but it's like an epic way of saying like your hour is up now. Is there anything that you still want to share or say, or are we good?
No, I think I'm good. Yeah, please check out the new course we're working on,
Yes,
writing
indeed.
readable PHP. Maybe Frick, you can also
Yeah, I'll
have a link. Check this out, and I think this is
let me.
exciting for us too, working on this now together. So yeah, to make the best for you. So please check that out. But besides that, I hope you had a great week. Have a nice weekend,
Yeah,
and we see us probably in some kind of streams, tweets, or somewhere else next week again.
somewhere in cyberspace or the metaverse,
We
we
are
will
always there.
we will be there. And next time we'll
Yeah.
talk a little bit more on the course.
Yeah.
When it's a little bit more, yeah, grown a little bit, I guess. But you can already subscribe to our mailing list there. Okay, that's it from us,
Cool.
I
It
think.
was fun again.
Yep, indeed. Christoph, talk to you later.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching, and see you.
Bye. Bye.